everybody. Welcome to the podcast where we motivate, inspire, and drive with stories from entrepreneurs from around the country. That's right, folks. Straight from their mouths to your ears, this is Hustle City, USA.
What's up, America? It's a Texas real estate dude, and hey, we are back. I'm in the chair and on the mic at Hustle City, USA, and I've got some great people with me today. Hey, Terry Bond, how in the hell are you?
I'm great.
I
How are you?
haven't seen you in a while. You been okay?
I have. I've been over in the Woodlands.
Hey, thanks for sitting in on such short notice. You had a class today, huh?
I did,
What
yes.
was that all about?
Zip forms. Creating templates and getting our agents the edge they need.
So what's been going on over in the Woodlands?
Oh, lots of stuff. We have already outgrown our office over there, so in the market for a new office.
Very nice.
Yeah, we looking for training spots as we speak.
Nice. So, hey, before we get started, we introduce today's guest. I want to talk about, I always bring up a little trending topic, something that's in the news, on Twitter, or on Facebook, or something I was seeing. And Taco Bell is test marketing Kit Kat quesadillas. What the hell is up with that? Why?
Gosh.
I mean, so I'm not a native Texan, but I love, Mexican food, Tex-Mex and stuff, but Kit Kat quesadillas?
That's not gonna fly.
That's not going to fly.
That sounds horrible.
That sounds horrible.
Yes.
But I guess they did try the Choco Taco or something a few years ago. Do you remember that, or am I just too old?
No, I do
The
remember
what?
It was
Choco.
like an ice cream taco
Yeah.
dipped in
I
chocolate or
used to eat
something.
those as a kid. They sold an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It
I
was like an
to go back to
Oreo
speaker.
cookie taco.
Oh
So-
no, I never.
So with us today, and I'm so glad to have her here. She's been waiting for me for a while to get her in on the show, and she's been so patient with Hustle City to get her back in here. Tiffany Parker with Parker's Cup.
Hey,
Tiffany, how are you?
guys? I'm doing great.
Hey, thanks for being here today. And you brought with you,
My husband, Jeremy Parker.
known as
The bearded man.
The bearded man.
Rick Rap.
Rick
That's
Rap.
what some people know me as.
So Rick Rap, an aspiring rapper, and I want to get to that more as we get into this. But Tiffany, so how did we meet? We met through the power of social media,
The
right?
power of social media. Facebook.
And you do exactly, enlighten us. Tell me what you do now.
Right now, we're both running an online coffee shop, and it's called Parker's Cup, obviously. With that, we also do we host events like trade shows for small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're hosting them in Kingwood Town Center Park,
Nice.
and it's basically to let all the small business owners like ourselves come out and have a chance to showcase their goods and services on a bigger platform.
Absolutely. So you had told me, and for some reason I thought you guys maybe lived across town. Maybe it's just some of the posts you've seen. You told me originally from Kingwood, so you guys still in the Kingwood area, and that's why you're doing events here? Or you just know the area?
No, I grew up here.
Right.
So I graduated from Kingwood High School in 2008, but currently we're living over there in Uptown.
Uptown, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And Parker, tell me something about yourself.
Well, I can tell you as far as Parker's Cup goes, this is the social media lady. I think you know that already.
Oh, yeah.
But I am more so in the background. A lot of people don't even know about Parker until they actually meet me.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I'm Parker. And they're like, oh, and they put it together real
Right,
quick.
right.
Like, I've been drinking coffee since I was 8.
Right.
So as far as coming up with ways to promo, how the events are going to go, and everything with Parker's Cup, I am the thought man.
Right.
This is who implements it.
Sure.
Yes.
For the events, I'm just a grunt. I'm a grunt. When we have the event, I will run from here to here, make sure people get parked in the right spot and all of that. But
Right.
when she gets on the computer for these events, she's like, hey, I want to show you this. Like, I don't understand. But she's getting it done. And it's like, pretty much since we first met, if I'm not mistaken, I introduced you to your first MacBook, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
when we were dating, we were at Starbucks, and I was letting her see my computer so she could go do schoolwork.
Right.
And my coworkers, they're like up in arms. They're like, Parker doesn't let anybody see that laptop. Like, it's like, what's going on with you two? Well,
Yeah.
So you guys married, or?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
married.
How long you
Yeah,
guys
y'all
been
make an
married?
awesome team.
April, 15th,
Yeah.
2015.
April.
Oh, you're newlyweds. Look at that. I got shoes older than that. Well, that's good, though. That's good. So take us way back, though. So how many years how many years ago did you guys meet?
We met at the back end of 2013, if I'm not mistaken, in October. We started dating in November, and the way I met her,
He's good to know that.
Right,
He got
I
himself out of all kinds of trouble with that, didn't he?
I met
I
her.
remember it was a Friday at about 3 o'clock, and she.
Right?
This is what she had on.
I had just come back to Houston at at the end of 2012.
Right.
Started working for Starbucks again. I had come back from Dallas, helping take care of my great granddad. He hit 100. He
Wow.
was
Wow.
awesome guy. Could break your hand with a handshake even at that time. And I was overworked. I had been working like 40, 50 hours a week at Starbucks. No, I can't say 50 because they wouldn't allow overtime, but that's how they separated your schedules.
Sure.
So I'm getting on the bus, going here and here. So I saw a little paper. Oh, I'm looking for a shift to pick up, like with her name on it. So I'm like, oh, let this girl know she can have my shift. I'll let her know it. So on my off day, I had my paycheck. I'm like, let me go to the mall, pick up some clothes. I was like, let me go see who the girl is that's working my shift. No reason. Like, I don't even do that often. Like, plenty of people have worked for me
Tiffany.
before. And I go up there, and when I see her, I'm like, oh, okay.
Mind you, even though he was, I was Tiff Tuff, the thirsty Pokemon for 6 months.
Oh, I can't believe she said that. It wasn't 6 months.
It felt like 6 months. It's a funny thing that we did at the store as a whole. We had Pokemon names.
Oh, I was going to say,
That's kind of funny.
was that when Pokemon was,
No.
oh, okay.
That was before the
Yeah,
Pokemon
okay.
Go craze.
Yeah.
So you guys met at work at Starbucks, started dating, started hanging out. When did it become kind of? I mean, when did you guys decide you want to do something else other than work at Starbucks? I guess.
When I started taking her to all these different other coffee shops that I had been visiting, and she stopped working for Starbucks, I also did. I started working for Starbucks again, and I was just sitting at work one day. She was at home trying to get all the stuff together she's doing. I'm at work, and I'm like, why am I even here right now? Like, it was, you know what it was? We had some coworkers at this new store, and what they would do, and it was the weirdest thing, is they made cat noises all the time. They'd be at work, like, and they'd be like, meow, like, and I was at the bar working, and somebody made a cat noise at me, and I turned around, and I did it back to them, and then it just hit me, like a brick. I was like, oh my God, I'm at Starbucks, and I'm making cat noises. I'm still in my 20s. I have a chance to get out.
Right.
A few other things happened, and one day I just left, and I called my wife, and I was like, hey, come pick me up. I quit. I'm not going back. And it's been step after step forward since then.
So let me ask that then. So at about that time, you guys were sort of plotting or planning Parker's Cup.
No.
It hadn't happened yet.
Nope.
We just knew we wanted to do our own coffee,
Our own
however
thing, yeah.
we could figure it out.
But you knew it was coffee then, or you just knew you needed to do your own thing?
Coffee.
Coffee
We knew
made
it was
sense.
coffee, yeah,
Right.
because that's some stuff that we knew.
Right.
But I left Starbucks for a whole nother reason. Like, I enjoyed the company. It was an escape for me. I actually started with the company in 2011 in February, and it was a place of escape because at that time I was in an abusive relationship.
Right.
So, and when I didn't want to be at home or I was trying to get away, I would pick up shifts at the 24-hour
I
Starbucks.
gotta go to work.
Right, and I would stay there, and there was days where I would work 24 hours straight just so I wouldn't go home. But
Was that here in Houston?
That
I didn't
was
know
here.
they had 24 hours.
right there off of the corner of Post Oak and Westheimer.
Wow.
Is that sort of where they had two across the corner from each other? Isn't there a place in
That's
Houston?
Shepherd.
Yeah, that's the Shepherd
Okay.
one. So I stayed with them till 2014, mid-2014, and I was just like, I have to leave. It was hard for me to leave, but I knew I wanted to do something better, something different, but pertaining to coffee, I just didn't know how to do it.
When did it pop in your head? This is what we need to do.
When I kind of just walked out. I was just like, I have to figure out a way to self-maintain besides falling back on somebody else. I felt like after, like, my grandpa and my grandmother, they always instilled in us to be self-sufficient and not depend on anybody or anything, Yeah. So I was like, what if Starbucks disappears?
Exactly.
What if I get fired? What am I supposed to do? I started doing YouTube self-teaching. I watch YouTube videos to help me get into the business world and see how to do things the proper way.
Right.
And Pretty much, that's how it happened.
Self-taught.
Self-taught.
So let me ask, and age doesn't matter, but I'm old, so I've got to ask. So you guys still seem fairly. You guys are in your 20s still, or early
Yes.
30s?
Just turned 30.
I'm 27.
Okay.
26. I'll be 27.
So what was the background before Starbucks? I mean, you guys were just out of high school then, pretty much, for the most part, or early 20s.
I graduated high school in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
2015, I realized it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm
Mm-hmm.
about to be 30. But when I graduated, I went to Job Corps.
Right.
It's a little trade school. I learned a little desktop publishing here and there, and that's where I physically got to touch a Mac for the first time.
Right.
And that was the first time I ever rapped. It was the first time I ever messed with Photoshop, and we learned how to do so much stuff. One of my friends, Mac Dawson, we got so good that we made money at school, like dollar bills, put them in a machine. It had our picture on it. It was the funniest thing, and it worked.
Oh my God.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
We didn't continue.
Okay, I'm going to edit that out there for you, Parker. That sounds like federal offense guy. Come on.
We didn't continue.
Let me put you on the spot, though, and I'm just going to take this a separate direction. Give me 2 or 3 lyrics. Can you spill something right now?
Ooh. Ooh.
What's
I
your
have
favorite?
so many lyrics.
He said over 300 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Do something recent. He just wrote a recent song,
There
and
you
it's
go.
really good.
Can I go on the phone real quick?
Well, sure.
'Cause I got a bunch
But
of
you know,
stuff
if this
that's
was a battle and I was Eminem, I'd already kicked your ass.
Oh,
Yeah.
You saw the movie, right? You saw the movie.
Can I go unedited? Can I go
Sure,
unedited? The
sure.
only factor I fear is Eminem standing here. I still
got him with that
check
one.
the next line, and I still murder him like he's the nigga of the year. Now, I wrote that,
Yeah.
and I never put it in the song.
Right.
I was like, that is an awesome line right there. Because it's not to be all into race and everything, but it's
Right.
a lot of black leaders, they get taken out real quick. So it's as far as rap goes, Eminem's at the top. White, black, it doesn't even matter.
Right.
So if I'm saying the only thing that I fear is him standing in front of me, but he's still going to get killed, I don't have any words.
So let me ask you though, because I follow a little bit of that. I mean, is he still at the top of his game? I thought he hadn't been performing and stuff for a while.
He hasn't been putting out albums in the past few years, but his
Right.
last album, the Marshall Mathers LP2, had some of the best lyrics I've ever heard
Really?
from any
Awesome.
rapper. He had a song called Rap God. Y'all should check that out.
I will.
And I think he put more syllables in that song than any other rapper has ever done. And
Right.
Twista is the fastest rapper alive. So
Right.
he's up there.
He's
I would
fine.
never count him out.
So how would you describe your flow? Is it are you more like an Eminem style, or like old school Run DMC, or?
If you
And I don't know a lot of the new guys, so you'll throw me for a loop with some of that.
if Lil Wayne went back in time
Mm-hmm.
and he was the reason Ice Cube and Ice T started rapping,
Right.
that's me.
Nice. I can see that. Yeah.
That's a quick summary I could give you.
See if you know this one for an old guy. 6 a.m, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across the bathroom floor. That's Ice-T. I can't name the song though. But
I can't name the song.
yeah, I'm old, Terry. I know older rap than the rapper. That's
Right.
I shouldn't even admit that. I'm going to have to edit that myself too.
James OG, original gangster.
But that's why they were MCs though, because they literally the party. It wasn't about you knowing them, but you would follow their moves. They put that microphone out there,
Right.
rocking. You're gonna.
Well, that's sort of my age group
rock
because I was around when all that, and Terry probably remembers too, when
Absolutely.
NWA and Ice-T and
Absolutely.
all that early stuff. I don't remember it as far back as like Sugar Hill and stuff. I know who those guys are, but I was too young myself even then to be picking up on it. But so anyway, let's bring it back to coffee. I can talk music all day, obviously, because that's one of my things. But so you guys left Starbucks, became a couple. Give me a startup struggle story.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Was there any times when it's like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make rent this month?
Do you want me to get into it?
No. Okay, so we started the company 2015. We were actually 3 months behind on rent at that time. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out what I could do to sell the coffee without having to throw in so much money. E-commerce. That was the best way to go. I pretty much I found out about Square, how to put it together, put the website together, all of that.
Okay.
So we got the coffee going. Actually, we got our first 10 orders in our first 3 weeks of being officially in business. So that was actually, I was surprised.
So do you find most of the e-commerce orders you're getting now, I mean, is it local people because of your sphere and who you know through social marketing, or is it
everywhere.
all over the country?
All over the country. Let's see, we've been Illinois. I've sent stuff out to Washington. I've sent stuff out to
California before.
California. That was one of the first 10. And so a little bit everywhere, but the majority in Texas.
Right.
A lot back and forth to Dallas.
Right. Because you guys got connection up there. You used to live up there, Parker, or from there? Or
Well, my grandma is originally from there, and she moved to Baytown, Texas. So growing up, I would always be going to Baytown every single weekend. And at some point, we just started going to Dallas to visit my great-granddad. I met him when I was younger. Can't recall our first meeting, but he took a liking to me the first time he met me. And, like, every time, like, they come to Dallas, he's, where's my boy?
Right.
Like, did y'all bring him? And if I wasn't there, he's looking down.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. But after that, we had left. We pretty much stayed there a year. They basically was like,
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
you're not going to be able to catch up because the rent was high. It was like $800.
Right.
But I call that God.
Right. So we got to stay. The manager let us stay there for a year.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Yeah.
We saved up some money. Then I kind of
We
threw.
didn't save it. We put everything into the business.
Well, yeah, we threw it all
When
in
we
there.
realized we wouldn't be able to catch up on rent, it was like, why just sit with a bunch of money? And it was, I already deal with anxiety. Tiffany does a little bit. But it was like when we were living there, we were not sure when they were going to come get us out of that apartment.
Right.
It caused her to move on a whole lot of stuff. I was still going to work. And I would come home. She's like, I did this today. We're selling this now. Now we're going to sell this. Now we're going to sell this. She's like, you're going to route. And the coffee's going to pay for it. And she's like, then you're going to pay for more coffee. And I'm like, okay.
But then I threw the event thing in. So we had an event scheduled for February 17th.
I believe it was the 12th.
February 12th. Okay, so we host an event company now called, we have an event company called Couture Event.
Okay.
Not
Is this-
events, event.
Was this supposed to be this February? I'm sorry. Or February 2016?
February 2016.
Okay.
So anyways, basically I wanted to make sure we put a big show, and I go to the Galleria Mall, rent out their biggest space and everything. So I put the ad out on Facebook and everything. Mind you, at this time, we're out of our apartment.
Yeah.
We're completely out. So we're just to and fro, friend's house, mom's house, stuff like that. And
It was February 2017.
Okay,
I'm
February
sorry.
2017.
I just realized it.
Okay. Okay. So basically, in a nutshell, we ended up getting about 65 vendors so we got 5,000 and some change, basically, of people's money. Things didn't work out right because friends started getting tired of us. So my mom, she basically was like, no. You have to figure this out on your own. So we ended up staying in hotels. We stayed out on the street. We literally slept out on West Highland.
Can I want to rewind just a little bit.
Okay.
Our situation got extremely horrible because, and I'm not angry at that at all. My wife lost all our debit cards.
Oh my God, I lost them
And
all.
so we had like the number, but we couldn't go get any cash to do anything. So we called our family members.
Yeah.
Every one of them. Hope you guys don't get angry when you see this.
Right.
And we simply asked like maybe 20, 30, 40 bucks, something like that.
Right.
So until we could have cash until that card came back in, because that's where our rent money was.
Right.
And nobody helped out. And we're not going to starve, so we had to order pizza, burgers, use Uber Eats and stuff like that to make sure we could get food. And that's expensive. The money was running out within a few days, and then in the card comes no more money.
But then my little sister Kiera helped us out. She got an apartment.
That was that apartment.
Yeah, she got an apartment in her name for us. So we stayed there for a little bit. lease runs out.
No, that's where the debit cards happen.
Oh,
The
okay.
village.
Right. So the lease runs out. We end up leaving because we didn't have anything, and she wasn't renewing anything. So we ended up renting a car. We lived in the car for how many months?
I think just one.
It felt like 3. So
Sure.
we ended up going to Dallas because our parents, our family, they were just like, oh, we want you guys to figure it out on your own. But we didn't understand why all this was going on when we made almost $6,000 for to host the event. Basically, the event never happened. The money ended up, we took payment through PayPal. PayPal ended up refunding all the money because I had to call PayPal and just let them know,
Yeah.
this is pretty much like we're screwed.
So let me ask you. So there was a period, and fairly recently, right, within this year, where in order to put the dream alive, to do the things you want to do Parker's Cup, to do the music, you guys faced a period of homelessness to put that together, and that didn't tear you guys apart, and
Oh no, we fought.
you guys kept the shared vision.
We had the shared vision, but it really tested our relationship and our marriage because there was times where I was like, I'm fixing to go, and I'm pretty sure there was times like that
I'm
with
from
him.
Third Ward. It is not the best place in Houston. And I was raised on the southwest side of Houston. It's
Right.
not the best place in Houston.
Right.
There was not one point where I was like, I'm about to leave my wife. I hate life. There was not one point. I will admit, once we were in Dallas, I started drinking a lot more, but it wasn't even like I was getting drunk. It was
Right.
like I was drinking a beer or two after work, but that's not me anyway, even though I wasn't getting drunk. Like, I'm not a beer drinker, so I knew, like, that anxiety is getting to me and forcing me to kind of go out and do stuff like that. Yeah, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Now, I'm gonna jump back again.
Okay.
Now, this was past apartment she was talking about. When we left that apartment, we were the apartment right before that, actually. When we were leaving that apartment to go put the rest of our stuff in the storage, the one we were at before here, I had a call from my sister. My mom just got life-flighted to the hospital.
Oh wow.
And so we go to the hospital. She's on life support, and this is right when we lost the apartment. We were going to sell some stuff in the store so we could make some money to sustain. I didn't go. I went straight to the hospital.
Right.
So we ended up sleeping in the hospital in the room with my mom, like, who's hooked up to all types of shit for like 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's twofold. You were there for your mother, but plus you needed
Right.
shelter too.
And then in October, just recently, and it was the worst thing. I hate that it happened that way. She passed on October 20th. My sister's birthday is October 24th.
Oh wow.
My older sister, my nephew's birthday is Halloween.
Right.
So, like, I know it was way more devastating to her than to me, because it's like, right when she's supposed to be celebrating, that's going to always be fresh in her mind.
Right.
And then so we have our next event, and at that event,
August 19th.
August 19th, recently, right before my 30th birthday, right before the hurricane, her grandma passes
That day.
while we're at the event, our first one.
And let me tell you, promote from July up until then there was a lot of craziness on Facebook because of the February event didn't happen. A lot of speculation. I was called a liar, a fraud. There was
So how do you counter that from a business owner standpoint? Because I know a lot of us do online marketing, and it's not always 5 stars and roses, right?
It really isn't.
Continue.
Yeah,
Push through.
I just pushed through. I didn't strike back out, I just was like, I'm sorry. Their people got their money back. I actually broke down too on social media. Like, I have a private group for it's a couture event, and in our private group message, I literally just started spilling it because I was like, I'm not wealthy. Because I have a tendency to where I don't want people to know that I struggle. So I get on Facebook and I'll put like cute little pictures out and stuff like that, but I don't want people to know that part of me because I want them to take me seriously. And I feel like if they knew that we were homeless or that we were struggling, they didn't want to deal with us. So,
I want to thank you for saying every bit of that. That's exactly where we intended this show to go. Because so Facebook is our highlight reel, right? Nobody puts that, my wife gave me a black eye, or or she made me sleep on the couch again. Nobody puts that on Facebook. You know, they put a picture of the new couch, but they don't put a picture of the old man sleeping on it, right? But we want to be open and real here as we can, and hear the stories that we all ultimately go through, and I appreciate you being open enough to share that. So you guys have got past that, and now Parker Cup's up and rolling. Have you had other events since August, or this upcoming Kingwood events?
Yes. Well, first we have one event. It's called the Black and White Art Event. Actually, Bobby and Boy, they're hosting it, Prosperity Properties, at their location, and it's featuring a artist, an in-house artist. She does abstract canvas paint. It's very beautiful. You guys should check it out on my page, Parker's Cup.
And when is that event again?
November 4th. It starts at 7 o'clock and it ends at 10. I have to get the location, but it's off of Shepherd.
So like a Friday or Saturday or something? I intend to. That's something I want to get out to more of the Houston arts events, because I understand there's a huge art scene here and out here in the suburbs. I don't see much.
Yes. There's a lot of artists. And then we have one that's happening in Kingwood, our Harvest event, Couture's Harvest event. And November 5th starts at 12 o'clock. It's at the Kingwood Town Center Park. And this is the one I'm excited about. December 2nd, Kingwood Town Center, they allowed me to partner with them. So now we're collaborating. They have all the, the bells and whistles, but they let me bring my vendors to their market, so they can get the feel of what I would call an upscale market, and get all the traffic and stuff like that. And for them to actually help me, because that helps my business as well. And I really appreciate Tony for, helping me out with that.
That's awesome.
Right. Yeah. That's Tony Austin with Town Center Parks. I think he's the director over there. Yeah. So tell us. So social media, what all do you do to market Parker's Cup? Is it primarily Facebook? You got a Twitter account, Instagram?
Yes, I use Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, but mainly Facebook. Twitter, I can't do Twitter. I don't even know how many times I need to tweet. So what I did was I hooked up my Twitter to my Facebook. So every time I post on Facebook, it automatically posts on Twitter.
Absolutely.
Doing anything? I mean, are you just letting it all go organic? Are you doing any paid ads? What other kind of marketing?
No, I've done a few paid ads with yes. I've done a few paid ads. When I mean a few, I would do like maybe 5 or 6 a week and try to do $20 to $30. But I'm telling you right now,
I'll find out. I'm like, hey, why is Facebook charging us money?
To be honest, paid ads on Facebook to me aren't worth it.
No.
I've gotten more organic reach than paid. I've sat up there and paid maybe in 1 week $150 in paid ads. Yeah, he's just finding that out. But we did get some bites here and there. But if I was to give any advice, if you're not doing like $300 or more in paid ads on Facebook, it's not worth it.
Well, and it's consistency too. So the larger firms that have more marketing dollars that are, doing $1,000+ a month or something, that's hard to do for a startup or for a small business, even from a realtor's perspective. I don't like to spend that kind of money on Facebook ads. So how can people find out more about Parker's Cup?
They can go to parkerscup.com. They can visit us on Facebook. They can visit us on Twitter. It's all the same handle, Parker's Cup, and Instagram. You could call me. I notice a lot of people are afraid to pick up the phone and call people these days.
Yeah, they want to text. So what's the number if they need to reach out to you that way?
214-734-1917. You guys can call me at any time. I actually prefer it. And if you don't want to call or text, you can email me at parkerscup@gmail.com.
Okay.
Awesome. And Parker, the music, are you still just sort of reestablishing there? Is there some place where people can hear links? You got some stuff uploaded?
At soundcloud.com/recklessraps, REKLESS.
Nice.
Raps. I got a bunch of stuff up there that I've done throughout the years. Some recent stuff I've done a few months ago, but I'm not putting anything up there until the project that I'm working on right now is completely done.
Right.
And I believe it's going to be called Recreational Raps for right now.
Okay. And what about Facebook account for?
I don't use Facebook for the music, and I stopped a while back because I realized it doesn't work. And you know why I know it doesn't work?
Why's that?
Because I'm not famous yet.
Right.
And I've posted a lot of music
Notice he
on
said yes
Facebook.
there,
Yes,
Tracy.
yes.
Oh, you
I'm
see,
gonna be watching.
when Tiffany was talking about how she reacts during the struggle, I smile at this stuff. And I'll tell you why I smile at the stuff that we go through. Because I'll never be able to do it again.
Right.
I'm going to get to a certain point. I'll be able to tell my kids about their struggle, about my struggle, and they'll just have to imagine it, because it's like, you're not going to have a taste of that.
There you go.
The grandkids, you won't have a taste of that. I'll smack you up if you do.
I'm
You
not
know?
allowing it.
Right.
We're not allowing that to happen.
It's not.
Absolutely.
And that's why we push so hard right now, and we promote, we try to make connections with different people. And also another thing, we stay humble. We put God first in everything. And he's carried us through 100%. If we didn't have our family and we don't have friends, we at least got him and each other.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
We've had
awesome.
places to stay. There were nights we were out in the rain, and then we'll get $300 of orders at the same time, so we can go get a room up the street. Like, it's just, I can't even explain some of the stuff that's happened to us. I got on a bus one time when we were homeless, $20 just hanging out of the machine when you load your card.
Yeah.
Bus is full of people.
Yeah.
I looked around, everybody's just...
You want to know what's the hardest part was when we had to sleep behind. You guys ever been to off of Post Oak and Westheimer? It was Grand Canyon. We actually slept behind their building.
Oh, wow.
And
Was it a restaurant?
It was a restaurant right there across. I broke down and cried so hard, because I was like, what if somebody was to see us out here? And I was like, people didn't know. They know now, but they didn't know. And I was just like, nobody's going to want to talk to us. Like, they're going to think we're crazy. And it was just like,
I think people appreciate the
So
struggle.
the business was going while you guys were going through that.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of caught that. I just wanted to clarify that.
Every
Very
time
nice.
somebody paid us, we'll get their order out, and once we, because it was like a drop shipping thing. Coffee AM is our distributor. They're out of Oregon, and what they would do is they import it, and then they'll do our private labeling, and all I have to do is call up Jeff. He'll get the order, and he ships it out, so we can carry anybody's product.
Right.
See, I love this because, and it's going to be probably a weird Texas real estate dude view, but normally when I think of somebody that's homeless, either, something's happened, or they could be mentally ill, or they're an old drunk guy. So I'm thinking, if I was homeless, well, I'm going to be boozing it up. But you guys were running an e-commerce drop shipping business.
And exploring.
And
We
we
spent
saw
so much of Houston and Dallas.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, my whole life I've been here, and like, some days we'd be like, hey, what do you think is around this corner? We just go walking. I remember one time we walked, I'm going to say, from Derry Ashford, if you know where that's at, all the way up to right at the Beltway, right? Like, it's a trail. I think it's called Cherry Hershey Trail.
Yeah.
Just walked the whole thing. Like, we saw a black squirrel.
Yeah, I've
Like,
never
no
seen a black
kidding,
squirrel
like
in my life.
black like this, and I was like, "What is going on?" This man's like, "Did you see it?"
Yeah, so out of all of that, like, if he kept me together, because if I didn't have it, I would have probably lost my mind. I would have been breaking down and all types of stuff. And then when recently my grandma passed, the last thing she told me was that she was proud of me. Sorry, I might cry. That she's proud of me, and that she really wants me to be. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Good.
She was proud of me, and that she says, I wish you much success.
Awesome.
So I take those words and I keep going forward.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I love the success story.
It's
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
our families, oddly enough, have put us at odds. But then there's been situations where I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, my mom called me, screaming at me, cursing me out about something I had done, not to Tiffany, but I had done that affected Tiffany. And she's like, you're going to mess up a good thing, and I don't even know what's going on with you. I didn't raise you like this. And I'm like, what did she tell you? Like, why are you flipping out on me? And she just hangs up the phone in my face. And I thought, like, when I first introduced my mom to Tiffany, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for this show to end. And she's like, Tiffany, come here. Let me show you how to cook this. And let me show you this. And they're in the mall buying purses together. I was ecstatic. I was so happy. I was like, oh man, because my mom hadn't met any of my girlfriends before. Like, if I have to know you for a little while to determine whether you're worth even meeting my parents.
Right.
And if you're not worth
Bring it home to the parents.
meeting my parents, you're not worth my time.
Right.
So I break it off. Worth my time.
Absolutely.
So how long you guys been married now? So you got married 2015.
We're a little over 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep, still newlyweds.
Yep.
So let's about wrap it up. So what else you got to tell me about Parker's Cup? The next events. Let's talk about the events again. Let's close with that.
So we have the black and white art event that's coming up November 4th. I'd have to tag the location and everything. The rest of the events are in Kingwood Town Center Park. That's our harvest market on the 5th. The Christmas event, December 2nd, and then we're having for the people like the businesses that weren't able to attend because we're full. There's so many vendors coming. We have a rollover event the next day. Now, it won't have all the bells and whistles, but it keeps the excitement going afterwards.
Sure, absolutely.
And Parker was Reckless Rap on SoundCloud?
Yes, sir.
All
Reckless
right.
Raps.
And Terry, what about the Woodlands office for JLA? What can we find out more about that?
Well, I mean, it's yet to be seen.
Well, no, I'm sorry. How can we reach you currently? Or the Woodlands office?
Okay, our office address is 26310 Oak Ridge Drive. We're upstairs. It's Group Suite 5, and we're right there in the front of the Woodlands. Come by and see us anytime.
Okay, and how can people reach you if they need information on real estate in the Woodlands?
713-854-9520.
All right, thanks, Terry.
Thank
Hey, I'm
you.
the Texas Real Estate Dude. That's a wrap. Until next time.